Thank you all and welcome back to Trust All Truth. This is Emmanuel here, and today's introduction will be on the effects of divorce and separated parents on children. Now, this is different from the effects of single parents or absent parents on children. Some of those things will obviously overlap. There's things on the spectrum. This doesn't apply to all. These are the things that generally happen that we are seeing a lot more commonly today because, and especially in some communities where that is much more abundant in that number, that percentage. It's much higher of separated parenting or even absent parent absent households. But today we'll be talking about the considerations of the effects of separation on children. In the perfect world where both parents love their children, I wouldn't have to discuss this, but because there are people out there that believe they're loving their children but not doing the actions that show love, which is thinking outside of themselves and outside their own wants rather than the needs of their children, these are the results of that. So we've got a father and we've got a mother that creates this child, right? Used to be connected, right? So usually there's already a preference. Children have preferences, whether male or female, whichever they have most interaction with or provides that makes them the happiest emotionally, and not even necessarily ones providing the needs for the child, but whoever makes the child most feel the most safe is who the child prefers. In actual, traditionally that would have been the mother. So it would have had a lean towards the mother, but now these modern relationships have messed things up. So I'm going to say it's about even right now. The child could love either the mother or father more, but it's still leaning towards the mother. Let's be real. So within the break, the mother's already leaning towards the child. The child's already leaning towards the mother, usually because of that emotional connection. If you in a traditional relationship, the mother's doing the having the most rapport with the child, the most caring, all those things, and the father has to do makeup when they get home, like other stuff. And when they separate, that child usually gets primary custody with the mother. So that's another way towards the mother, male or female, doesn't matter. In this legal system, this is the modern usually the mother gets primary custody of the children. Because of that primary custody, right, that child has more time with mother, has more rapport with the mother. That child is becoming more accustomed to that sort of thing. The father has to do a lot of makeup. So if the father is still involved in the child's life, usually that's when he's able to splurge on the child, right? Or do things the mother wouldn't normally do. A fun parent, right? Because he doesn't have to do with the difficult stuff, even if he wanted to. Because legally, he's only allowed to have them a certain amount of time. And this is not for joint custody, it's for primary custody, right? Then we go, that's one for the dad, there's still three for the mother. I mean, one for the father, three for the mother. Then it's what happens usually in a divorce or a separation. Usually there's this speech parents have. Because the initial connection with the child was for its emotional comfort, is to be understood that children can understand emotions, right? Just as long as the mother has been the parent to the child, this child has been the child of this mother. So they've been learning the emotions and the indications of each other's emotional state at the same exact amount of time. The mother has more, with other people, but with this specific child, how to know the child this intimately, you have to have this specific connection. So the child knows the conditions that their mother has and the emotional dynamics. So usually the communication, usually in a social sense, is society places more blame on the father for there being a divorce for some reason, or the male relationship for divorce in begin with. Even if it's for reasons the mother has done somehow there's a victimization tactic that divorced women use to get sympathy from friends, but then from their children as well. So that disdain that she has for the father transfers to the children, which is and gets the child closer to her. Right, because the consideration, we're not even considering the factors of starting a new relationship. We're just considering the relationship between father and mother right now. I'll come back to this later.